Hi, I'm Stan Goldstein with Kates-Boylston Publications. Today I'm happy to be joined by my new coworker, Art Penardi, who's joining Kates-Boylston as our new National Accounts Manager. Art, thank you so much for joining us today and welcome to Kates-Boylston.
Thank you, Stan. I'm very proud to be a member of the team.
Okay, I see you have more than 30 years of sales experience. Tell us a bit about your sales background.
Well, I come from the newspaper industry. I started off as a local territory rep, so calling on small local businesses, trying to work with them to find marketing solutions to help grow their businesses. From there, I kind of worked my way up and started handling uh, national and major accounts. And then I ended up actually running that department. So I have a lot of experience on the national account side. Uh, for us, I worked with such mostly retail back then. So it was, your Macy's, Target, Kohl's, um, some of your bigger financial institutions, as well as some of some service industries as well. So I pretty much ran the gamut of that. So yeah, either way, whether it was working with a mom and pop or a major corporation, it really all comes down to the same thing. Everyone, you have to learn their business. You have to learn what they're trying to achieve in their marketing goals. And then you have to come up with a creative and intelligent solution in order to get them to those goals. So whether it's small or big, the process to me has always kind of been the same.
Hmm. And was that for different newspapers or you're from Massachusetts, so in that area or
Well, I worked for a major suburban newspaper just south of Boston. It was the Quincy Patriot Ledger,
mhm.
very esteemed uh, local suburban newspaper. It was one of the best in the country, won numerous awards. We were right in the back door of the Boston Globe and the Boston Herald. Uh, just literally about my office was about 7 miles from the Globe's office. So literally in the backyard of them. But we had better circulation with them. We had better readership. We all these major retailers look to us to provide coverage in the market area that we had because we far outpaced the metro newspapers in Boston. Uh, I worked for that newspaper for quite a few years. Uh, of course, over the years there was major mergers and acquisitions, starting small and then going big. To ultimately Gatehouse purchased us, and then Gatehouse and Gannett merged at the end. Um, so I it's a much better feel for me to be back with a local team, small group of people all rowing in the same direction. That esprit de corps that comes when you try to put out a product. Each and every month is really what I'm looking forward to here. So,
What do you like about sales? I know that's something I could never do. So I'm always curious what people in sales, what they enjoy about it.
when I first got into sales, Stan, it was all about me. It was about making a living for myself and my family. But I soon realized that that doesn't work in sales. It can't be about you. It has to be about the customer. If you make it about yourself, you're not going to last, and no one's going to trust you. Uh, so I would say that the thing I like most and what I learned to like most was building relationships with folks. Um, yeah, I've been fortunate enough over the years to form and forge some pretty good friendships in and outside of work with some of my clients. So I think that's the biggest thing. I tend to ask a ton of questions to try to learn as much as I can about my clients' businesses and what they're trying to look to achieve, and then go back and formulate a plan to try to get there. Uh, you can't put the cart before the horse. You have to know where they're trying to go. You can't just come in and try to sell them what you want to sell. You have to come in, learn what they need, and then develop the campaign and the products from there.
And with Kates-Boylston, what will your role be as a national accounts manager?
It looks like the vertical categories I'll be dealing with the most are pre-need, industry organizations, manufacturers, and some automotive. So once again, I'll be looking to learn those clients as best I can and serve them with great customer service.
And tell us a little bit about where you grew up and maybe went to college, and a bit about your background. You always fit from, I know you're in Massachusetts now. Have you always lived there? You're a native?
Born and raised. I grew up in a small town about 15 miles south of Boston called Stoughton. My grandfather moved there from New Jersey for a job during the Depression. So my family has some about 100-year roots here now in Massachusetts. So I grew up here, went to Stoughton High School, graduated there, went on to college at the University of Miami at Coral Gables, Florida, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Go Canes! A little shout out to my alma mater there.
Yeah.
Came back here, got married right out of college. Actually, this week is my 42nd anniversary.
Congratulations! All right.
Yeah, so that's an accomplishment in itself. I don't know how or why my wife has hung in there for the 42 years, but God bless her with doing so. So that's that's about it for here. Enjoyed living in this area. I can be in Boston in 45 minutes, barring any of our infamous traffic jams. I can be on the Cape in 45 minutes. I can be on the water in a half hour from my house. So I'm pretty centrally located to be able to take advantage of the best spots we have to offer in this state.
That's great. And as a Yankee fan, I do have to ask, are you a Boston sports fan, a Red Sox fan? You're having a much better year than us this year. So
yeah, well, I think we're up 9.5 on the Yankees right now because we lost last night and the Yanks beat the Mariners. So that should tell you right there I'm a little bit of a sports fan.
okay.
Yeah, I'm old enough to know when we weren't winning championships every other year. So people of my age that are sports fans tend to always look on the pessimistic side, that the bottom's going to fall out of this sooner or later. If you're under 35 and you live here, you've never experienced what older fans have. The 86 Mets, the 85 Bears. I could go back to the 67 Cardinals beating the Red Sox in 7 games that year. So I follow all the sports. I follow Miami college football as well. So really enjoy the sports scenes here. It's hard not to.
Yeah. And any hobbies or what you like to do in your spare time?
I'd love to be. I'm the happiest when I'm on, in, or near the ocean. So I like to fish a lot. Like the boat. Go to the beach. I also like for hobbies, photography and also cooking. I love to cook. Grew up in an all Italian family. The youngest of 3 kids, so I was in the kitchen with my mother and my grandmother as a toddler. And they put me to work back then, and that's kind of where I learned how to cook. And as I grew up, I took lessons from the best. So I was fortunate enough to learn from both my mom and my grandmothers. So it was pretty good that way.
That's good. That's good. Maybe you'll cook for us. Come down and cook a meal for all of us in the office.
I tell you, one of my favorite things is cooking for a large crowd. So,
All right.
yeah.
And how many people get in contact with you at Kates-Boylston?
People can reach me via email at apenardi, APENARDI @kbpublications.com, or feel free to give me a call at 732-226-2674. And I'll always get back to you within 24 hours. That's my promise for everyone. I'll always respond as fast as I can.
Good. I'm glad to hear that too, because you and I will be going back and forth a little bit on things too. So that's good to hear. Well, Art, thank you so much. Welcome again to Kates-Boylston. We're happy to have you as a member of our team. And thanks again. Really looking forward to working with you.
Been a pleasure, Stan. Thank you so much.
Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care now.